Alright, I'm just gonna speedrun YouTube drama today and just rip this shit off like a band-aid and get it over with quickly. This will be the last time I talk about Maximilian Muss. For those that don't know, I made a video about this degenerate parasite a month ago, going over all of the heinous and evil shit that he's done on the platform, as well as touching on the way he'd recruit people from his YouTube channel to go to his secret discords to do genuinely deplorable, awful, horrible things across the internet. And I only touched the tip of the iceberg, barely scratched the surface. I was up there at the fucking tip of the condom where the cum is held, that little cum pool receptacle on the condom. That's what I touched on with Maximilian Muss. I didn't even go into like the whole shaft and everything else. I gave a very rudimentary breakdown of some of the awful things Maximilian Muss has done. Max is a human pinworm, just an asshole shit-eating parasite. In response to the video I posted, he started losing a lot of subscribers, and his fragile insecurities couldn't handle his number going down, so he deleted his channel and then put it back up today, hoping that enough people had forgotten the controversy so they'd stop unsubscribing to him en masse. Max has clearly tied a lot of his self-worth to the numbers on the screen and couldn't bear to see the numbers going down any longer, especially since it's entirely his own fault and it should take full responsibility for the actions that caused all of this in the first place, but he doesn't have that level of self-awareness. So when Max was seeing the numbers go down, he threw in the towel for a month, took a break, and today, just like a gopher, he decided to pop his curious little head out of his hole, and he saw a shadow and decided it's time for 2 more hours of YouTube drama. He posted this video saying that I slandered him and everything I was saying is a lie, with no proof, except for of course the things that are completely proven and even things that he openly admits to and proudly talks about, such as the time he told his community to harass the girlfriend of a YouTuber he didn't like once her father passed away. After her father passed away, he told his community to go spam homophobic and racist shit and insult her father and insult her and just harass her relentlessly during that moment. He proudly talks about it, saying he'd do it again. And of course, Max's micro penis gets semi-chub, thinking back on those glory days where he would put a small Twitch streamer's link in his Discord, ping everyone in his Discord, which was thousands, and had them go spam homophobic and racist shit on the person's channel just to ruin their day. And especially women, he would have them insult their appearance relentlessly and tell them to kill themselves. He talks about this, he's open about it, he doesn't try and hide that, but since I brought up some things that he does try and hide, well now all of a sudden we've got a problem and now I'm accused of slander and lying. So I want to get ahead of this and just do a full goatsy and just go fully in here and give you all of the information about Max that has also been shared with the proper authorities. In Max's response, he harps on 3 major things. The first being a screenshot I posted for a few seconds that he claims is a fake screenshot. Now, I'm not going to be here and get into the weeds of it and split hairs. It's entirely possible that is a fake screenshot. Screenshots are very easily faked, and I don't work for a fucking FBI's crime lab. I can't verify the authenticity. I can't go in there in the fucking blockchain and piece together the puzzle pieces and see if it's real. I can't say with certainty whether or not it's real. So if it is fake, then I should have done more to verify its authenticity, and I do apologize for that. But what I can say with certainty is there was very clearly a problem with how women were treated when in his community. After posting the video, I received no less than 50 to 100 emails from victims of Max and Max's community in the Discord. These were women that came forward all sharing very similar stories and talking about the horrible things that they would encounter in that Discord when they would try and speak. They were oftentimes goaded into sexually explicit conversations and often baited for nudes. They'd try and get like nudes out of them or some shit like that. They shared a lot of information and a lot of disturbing screenshots of conversations in the Discord, none of which I will be sharing here to protect their privacy, but again, those have all gone to the proper channels. So there's very clearly a problem with the way that Max and his community would treat women that were inside of the Discord. Now, if this screenshot is fake, again, I do apologize and I should have done more to make sure that I was sharing only the facts, the most accurate information. And this one is now questionable, so I shouldn't have put it in there. Moving on to the next part that Max likes to defend. This is a hill that he's trying very hard to die on. There was a part in my video where I talked about the time he made a mentally ill man eat his own shit on stream. He claims that he never threatened him into doing it, he only encouraged it. So basically, to break down the situation again, there was a man streaming, and I hadn't watched the entire stream start to finish because it was extremely hard to sit through, but I muscled through this time to get a better idea of where Max would be coming from in trying to defend this seemingly indefensible action of pure degeneracy. But I watched it, And Max is right. He never at any point said he was going to kill him if he didn't eat his own shit. Instead, all he did was use his mental illness against him and manipulate him into eating his own shit. You know, encouraging him, like, yeah, if you eat that shit, it's going to be great. You're really going to stick it to this guy. And he manipulated him into eating his own shit and used his mental illness to get it there. So the guy who actually ate his own shit reached out to me and gave his side of it, just kind of breaking it down very simply and concise. and he basically echoes what everyone could hear in the whole video. I was wrong to say he threatened him. He only manipulated him, which is, you know, that's a lot better. So congratulations, Max, you're taking steps in the right direction. You only manipulated a mentally ill man into eating his own shit. Wow, what a fucking saint. A real goddamn patriot, man. What a fucking angel. I guess the reason I got this story so confused is because Max made a habit out of threatening to kill people he didn't like online, or threatening to kill people who didn't do what he wanted them to do. For example, he tried to have members of his community go to a convention to kill Bluesdank. He was hoping to have Bluesdank murdered because he thought it would be enjoyable. When I posted my video talking about Max, he then started going to his Discord to try and recruit people to kill me. And he's also done the same for Weast, where he's been trying to get people to kill Weast. So I guess, unfortunately, I must have just, you know, jumbled all of these awful things together, Max, and assumed that you also threatened to kill him. But no, you only manipulated a mentally ill man. You didn't threaten to kill him. You just threatened to kill other people on the internet. That's my bad. I didn't mean to misrepresent you and slander you like that. So those are two things that he touches on and tries to defend, but that's not the biggest one. The biggest one is the claim that I made, the fucking bombshell, of how he responds to the child porn that was shared in his Discord. I made the claim that child porn was often shared in Max's Discord, which led to him taking them down multiple times. Now, this isn't every time his Discord was taken down. I never made the claim it was every single time his Discord was taken down. I didn't mean to imply that if that's how it came across, because he absolutely had his Discords taken down for harassment as well. He's probably had 10 or so taken down from just straight up harassment and degeneracy. But another reason, another contributing factor to him personally taking them down was the child porn. And I do stand by that claim because he himself used to admit to it. Now, the reason he fights this so hard is obvious, but also because he scrubbed the internet of all of the old recordings of him talking about it. There's no longer any of the old videos that would talk about his response to these things or how he handled it, because they are gone now. What does exist is some evidence that I still have compiled, and I'll share some of that. Now, in his response video, he of course has another guy fight his battles for him, and he calls all of this into question because I didn't fucking show the child porn. The guy makes it seem like the only way he'd believe the accusations is if I just fucking played child porn in my video to prove that it was Max's child porn. Like, what? Like, how fucking dumb do you have to be to demand to see the child porn? It's a crime. You can't fucking do that. What I can do is show you how he'd respond to the child porn that was shown in there and prove to you that it existed, which I will do. I'm not gonna fucking show child porn, you goddamn troglodyte idiots. These fucking dummies were saying, well, Charlie didn't broadcast CP on YouTube, thus this can't possibly be a true story. Like, you have to have negative fucking brain. Like, you have to have stupid brain to think that that's the only way to prove the existence of these things. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and really dive in. First, let me show you how it got to this point. Why was child porn shared on Maximilian's Discord? Why were pedophiles encouraged to join? Well, because Max was pretty open with these kind of things. Like, here's a clip from one of his old Fortnite videos.
Boy?
Are you a pedophile?
Of course.
Me too, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah. I met a pedophile friend. Yeah.
There's probably like 2 other kids on our team.
I was gonna say let's molest them, but then my video would get age restricted. And yeah, I'm recording a video. I have 200 subs. Say hello to YouTube. Bro.
Hello, YouTube. Fuck little boys in their butt.
What?
Yo, the doors, boys. Let's go. Taking home.
People are gonna watch this in the future. I'm live streaming for the future, man. Guys, when I say I have sex with the children, it's a joke. Wink, wink.
Of course. Wink, wink. Many winks. Where'd you guys land?
Max used to, and still currently does, joke about being a pedophile, and like I said in the initial video, used to write off the sharing of child porn in his servers as a joke with his community, and that it wasn't a big deal. He, again, has scrubbed the audio that used to prove those things, because he must at some point have realized that you can't just fucking say that. But there is still some screenshots which I'll share with you. But let's just go ahead and ease on in there. Let's just start by dunking our tippy toes here into the cesspool of Maximilian Must. Let's just go ahead and dip one toe into this fucking septic tank. This is, of course, the classic screenshot from a month ago. This is like a beautiful painting from Max here. This is like a Van Gogh. This shit's like in the anime when the villain really wants to be caught, so they just keep throwing clues out there until they eventually get caught. This is a month ago. So he's clearly still making these pedophile remarks and joking about being a pedophile and shit like that. So it's not like he's changed much since his 2018 video I just showed you a clip of. He's still very clearly encouraging this kind of shit. So he still does make these jokes, he still makes it seem like pedophiles and all that shit is welcome in his community. So it's no surprise to see that these kind of like-minded people would flock to it. Yes, of course you can clearly tell he's making some kind of effort to make a joke, but it clearly isn't a good joke if you're getting real pedophiles that are sharing child porn in your server now, is it, Max? So, like I said, he used to defend the sharing of child porn in his servers as a joke, and I'll go ahead and show a few screenshots of that. But first, let me prove to you that it used to be shared. Mudahar, who's a man I trust dearly in situations like this, who has worked in cybersecurity for fucking years, it is his fucking profession. If anyone can verify the authenticity of something this heinous, it would be Mudahar. And Mudahar sent this message to confirm it's real, and this has of course been forwarded to proper authorities as well. And if that's still not enough, if you don't want to take Mudahar's word for it, on the day I posted my video talking about this absolute fucking disgusting homunculus Max, on that day, his Discord mobilized to weaponize heinous content involving minors. They started sending that shit to people in my Discord, which, really fucking low shit. And of course, Max stepped up to say, hey, wait a minute, you can't be sharing that kind of child porn, that's not good. And Max, being the hero he is, said this. Wow, just look at how noble this guy is. You know, fuck firefighters, those aren't real heroes. Max is a real hero. Look at the way he puts his foot down here. Yeah, really stepping up to stop this one, Max. And now I'm gonna take you back to the past to look at a YouTuber who sucks ass. It's Max. So, this is from 2018. This is a message Max posted in the Discord. Now, I know many people can easily say, Charlie, this could not be his account. This could be somebody impersonating Max. There's no way to prove this is his account. There's no way. This is clearly someone just impersonating him. Only that you can prove it's his account. For the first screenshot, I was actually in the fucking Discord when he made the message, and he was the fucking host of the Discord, so I know that one was Max. This one, I can tell you it's Max because someone actually recorded the entire fucking Discord before it got nuked, where this right here, this account, was the fucking host of this goddamn Discord as well. Thus, Max's Discord. So I'll show that video real quick. Now for the skeptics out there, the people still believing in reptilians and flat earth, this may not be enough to convince you of everything I and many others have said about Max, but unfortunately this is all I have to show you. There's some other things that I can't share with you that have just gone right to authorities. A lot of former friends of Max have come forward and told me a lot of the awful things that they would do together with Max, feeling regretful, which is good, and I appreciate the bravery that it must have taken to admit to some of the shit that they put others through on the internet. So hopefully they learn from this experience with the Maximilian Musk cult. It's really very sad stuff, and I'm sorry if this still wasn't enough to convince you of the claims, but this is all I can really do. The reason Max defends this so vehemently is because he has done a great job of trying to scrub all of this information from the internet. Back in 2018 or 2019, I could recall a few videos that had him talking about it, but I cannot find those anymore, unfortunately, but this is what I have that still remains. At the end of Max's response video today, he had a real heartfelt message that absolutely tugged on the sensitive cock of anyone that would watch. This could make a grown man cry. Just look what he says here. Most of the things I'm being attacked for happened in 2018 and 2019. In 2020, I decided that I want to be a better person in general. Just less reckless and be a generally better influence on people, and I believe I've become a lot better. Nope. Are you fucking serious? Bro, this shit was a month ago. You were doing this shit a month ago, and then you still kept doing it. And even before a month ago, you had swatted Weast. That was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You just out of nowhere doxed Weast again, and then had your community swat him. Here's an audio clip of some of your friends in a Discord recollecting on the war they fought against the guy who didn't even know they fucking existed, celebrating the SWAT that you led. What the fuck are you talking about? You never changed, Max. You never tried to change. You are just a born fucking loser. You were born to be pathetic, it seems. Like, you have no ability to not be a scumbag.
They called the docs, what was the guy's name?
YouTube
Weast?
300K. I think his name is
Weast.
Weast, yeah, some 300K guy.
Some fucking commie faggot YouTuber.
I love this one. Cock.
Anyways, keep going.
And then, who was it? Something Fantana? What was his name?
No, but what did they do to Weast? Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, tell me.
Pretending to be a fucking veteran who's like, got his like wife in the closet or some shit. Like, like suicidally violent and everything.
God,
trying to get the SWAT to come to his house.
Oh. Well.
genuinely have no idea what you're talking about with this pity party you're trying to throw about being a better person. If you really tried, you failed instantly. Like, it wasn't even close. There seems to have been no attempt to be a better person. Again, all the shit that started this happened a month ago, Max. That was the whole reason I even went back through your past, is because you were doing this horrible shit, having your community raid streamers, spamming homophobic and racist shit a month ago. And this SWAT was a couple months ago. You have not improved. You haven't come close. You haven't tried. You are still an absolute fucking scumbag. And I don't know why you're trying to even defend these awful fucking things you've done. They are indefensible. I don't know how people would even try and defend you. The guy whose video that you lifted in your own video, I feel like he is not on your side. He called you shitty multiple times. The only thing he didn't like is that I didn't share child porn to prove your guiltiness. I don't know what exactly he was going on with there, but hopefully what I've shown here is enough to convince even him. Because I feel like there's no way that you can possibly defend these things that you have done. And this is all your fault, by the way, Max. I'm not doing anything to you. I am just bringing what you have done to people's attention. People don't want to support someone like you, Max, that has done these things. People in your own community didn't feel safe, and they reached out to me to tell me some of the shit that you've done. Your close friends were reaching out to me to shit on you, Max, because of the things you've put them through, made them do, and the things that you told them and did together. Like, there is a very big problem with you, Max, and what you've done with the community you've built. And I don't know how you even managed it for this long, because this shit is heinous. It's fucking disgusting stuff. So anyway, that's about it. See ya. When you think of a hero, the first thing that pops in your head is probably like Spider-Man or Iron Man or something. But for me, when I think of a hero, I think of anyone who has to work in retail, food service, reservations, any job where you have to interact with a customer. Those are the real heroes. I have always said and always will say that any job that requires you to interact with customers is an absolute nightmare. Hell on earth. You're constantly experiencing the worst humanity has to offer every single day. Swallowing rusty nails would be less painful. And I think that's something that everyone on this planet can agree on, that rude customers are the lowest of the low. I have more respect for cockroaches than I do some douchebag that's melting down in public, yelling at an employee over something they had no control over in the first place. It is one of my biggest pet peeve. In fact, I'd say it's probably my biggest pet peeve. I hate that shit. And today there was a video that was going pretty viral on TikTok about a guy who posted his own meltdown at GameStop, and it is so embarrassing I couldn't help but just talk about it a little bit today. Let me show you it.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Listen, I'm recording you just because I've had the hardest time returning this. So if you tell me no, I'm gonna go ahead and sue GameStop.
I see this shit all the time. If you don't help me fix this problem that is my fault, I'm going to sue the entire company. Well, like, what do you expect them to do? Start groveling like, oh no, please, don't sue the company. Oh no, oh goodness gracious, oh please, anything but that, shaking their fist. I'll do anything to fix it. Oh god, just let me rectify this situation. Like, why do you expect the employee to give a fuck if you sue the company? Why is this GameStop employee all of a sudden gonna try and defend the company, the corporation, like, oh no, you will not. I will not allow you to besmirch the good name of GameStop like this. I will fix your problem immediately, now that you've threatened legal action. Like, they have no say-so in the corporation. You know, this guy isn't John GameStop here. Like, he doesn't care. Who the fuck cares? I just can't wrap my head around this, like, 4-year-old thought process here. If I go after the company, surely the employee is now going to be able to magically fix my issue. It's not their company. They don't care. They're just an employee of it. It's not like they're married to it. It's not, you know, they don't care. They shouldn't care. It just makes no sense to me. But all power to this guy. If you want to sue GameStop and lose all your money in legal fees, please, go right ahead. It'll be a really fun, goofy headline to read. I implore you to sue GameStop. And it's really silly in this case because it's GameStop. It's not exactly a booming corporation. Like, what are you going to sue GameStop for? Their NFTs? Like you really stand to gain nothing out of it anyway? The whole thing is just a fucking disaster, and this guy's an absolute clown.
You know, you have nothing to do with this. I just need somebody to tell me no on video so I can go ahead and sue GameStop.
A brief moment of self-awareness where he acknowledges that the employee had nothing to do with this situation, but then still continues to make a big scene out of it. Jesus Christ, it's so painful. I'd rather teabag a barrel of plutonium.
I'm just trying to get my money back here. I bought the PS5 bundle, and then they made me buy a whole bundle, which isn't even on my receipt. I didn't sign no contract under you guys' policy. It's just unopened things are returnable.
They didn't pass the receipt?
Yeah, go ahead. I think you were in here even when I bought it. So yeah, I got pressured into buying a bundle. I didn't even want it. So I got 3 games in the charging case. I kept the controller there.
You got pressured into buying a bundle, and now you regret it. What do you mean you got pressured into buying a bundle? What, did the employees throw you against the lockers like it was football hazing? And take the goddamn credit card out of your wallet to make this purchase? What the fuck do you mean you got pressured into buying a PS5? Were you just sitting there trembling like, oh my god, they're talking about a bundle. Fuck, I'm gonna have to do it. Sweat pouring down your face. You like 8 years old? You come in here acting like a big man, but your issue makes it seem like you're just a big baby. Like, what the fuck, man? Jesus. And the whole issue is super stupid anyway, because when you buy a PS5, you get games with it. It's bundled up. And I think the reason, and I could be wrong, this one I'm not 100% sure on, the reason they bundle PS5s with games is to prevent scalping or reselling. So that way you're not just getting like the raw console to like resell for profit, you get games with it as well that drive the value up, so you spent more on like the entire package than you did just the actual hardware. I'm pretty sure it's like anti-scalping measures, though I'm not 100% sure. But when you're buying a PS5, you're never just buying like a raw PS5 anymore. It's always bundled.
Well, I get where you're coming from, where you didn't want to buy the bundle, but that's the only way you can get the system.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So through GameStop, right now we're only doing bundles for PS5.
Is that in writing? I know. So you're gonna just say no, huh?
Yeah, I can't take it.
So you can't give me the refund for this shit right here?
No.
Absolutely massive props to the employee here, keeping a level head and just delivering a firm no. I love that. Lays out the facts. The only way you get the system is with a bundle. Not much I can do for you there, champ. You made a decision that you regret, and I can't help you. But stop blaming us. It's your fault. You're dumb, not us.
Like,
okay. When's your manager working so I can come and fuck with him? Because I'm gonna definitely come fuck with him.
It should be tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What's his shift?
He should be in the morning.
Alright, and what's his name? I just come and, I'm just gonna come fuck shit up. Like I'm telling you, I'm not fucking around.
The guy who got pressured into buying a PS5 apparently is gonna come make another big scene to the manager of the GameStop. How embarrassing. And this happens every single time. The customer is the one recording this. It blows my mind how every single time there's an event like this, it's always the biggest asshole that's recording it thinking they're right. He posted this in full confidence thinking that TikTok would be on his side, but instead all they did was steam his ham. They fucking slam dunked this guy across all of TikTok and on YouTube. I saw Jamari made a video about this as well. This guy's just become an absolute laughingstock, and it was entirely avoidable multiple ways. A, not making a big hoopla about you making a bad decision financially that you regret. Your fault. Take responsibility. Nothing GameStop can do for you here. And 2, not filming it yourself. You could have just not filmed it. And then 3, if you had the compulsive desire to film it, you couldn't fight the urge just scratching at your neck like, oh, I'm being an asshole and I gotta film it. Yes. Okay. Even after filming it, you could have just not posted it. Like, there were 3 ways of avoiding yourself being an absolute joke on the internet, and somehow all 3 of those filters you went right through. Impressive.
This is, yeah, you guys are trying to upsell motherfuckers. I could have paid $800 on StockX if that was the motherfucking case.
But you're just getting the system off.
I don't want no fucking Ratchet and Clank. Are you kidding me? You know what this is, bro.
No, like,
I pay $800 for some bullshit.
Like, say if like you wanted different games, like you legit like.
Can you give me in-store credit for all this?
Let me stop you right there, big guy. You do not want in-store credit at GameStop. They will give you like $15 for this entire PS5. It'll be $15 and like 5 toothpicks. In-store credit is the last thing you should be haggling for here. It is not worth it at all.
No, y'all trying to play me. It's a brand new game and I'm here to return them.
Saying y'all.
Y'all GameStop, and you represent GameStop. You ain't got no name tag or shirt, but you GameStop. So that's why I'm saying y'all. Yeah, if you don't want to represent it, then quit.
I work.
Ah, yes, the classic. You work at GameStop, which means you are GameStop. So all of my problems are your problems. Like, it's I don't even know where to start with what just happened there. Telling him to quit if he doesn't rep GameStop. What does that mean? What are you talking about? This guy's giving you all the answers to your questions and you're still mad at him. It's your fault. You signed the receipt. You didn't have to pay $800 for the bundle if you didn't want to. You not only signed the receipt, you walked out of there and you went home, you marinated on it, and then you came back and made a big scene about it. Like, it's your fault. It's not this guy's fault. Telling him to quit his job if he's not there to, like, fight for GameStop tooth and nail is so silly. Oh, I can't stand, like, customers like this. These videos just always boil my blood. I've never even worked in, like, the customer service industries or anything like that, but my heart absolutely breaks for the people that have. It seems so miserable. And seeing customers in real life, like, you see the worst fucking people. It's so aggravating. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a bit since the video was floating around, and that's really about it. See ya. Most people view Facebook as uncool or only used by old people, and yeah, there's a lot of geriatrics on there that are just ranting about the government putting microchips in their Raisin Bran cereal, or how 5G radio towers have opened a portal to hell that has allowed reptilian vampires to invade us in secrecy. But it's not just for these kind of unhinged rants and old people. It's an undeserved reputation. Nothing could be further from the truth. Facebook has some of the best video content on the internet. Nothing but straight bangers on there. I myself didn't know the beauty of Facebook content creators. I was blind to their genius. My ignorance was embarrassing. I look back on the Charlie of 45 minutes ago in disgust that I could even exist without knowing how great Facebook content creators were. I discovered them through Popo Medic's channel. He recently made a video going over bad Facebook videos. Popo Medic is actually the same channel where I learned about Detroit Urban Threat Management Survival Fitness Training Arena Turbo Arcade Edition Team America Gladiators. And that's when my third eye really opened to the beauty of Dale and his, like, self-defense training. So I went back to Popo Medic and I've been checking in on his channel every now and then since, and I saw this about Facebook creators, and I was like, huh. I'd never really gone down the Facebook content creator rabbit hole, so this was completely uncharted waters for me. The creator we're going to focus on today, his name is Jabrizi, and I actually recognized him because he used to be pretty big on YouTube for doing magic tricks at rap concerts, and his magic kind of slapped. Like, it was good stuff. But it looks like he's done a full-blown shift to making Facebook garbage. And when I say garbage, I mean like actual filth. It is shameless. So you know on YouTube how a lot of creators will pad their videos to get over the 10-minute mark because they make more money for it? Facebook has that same thing. If your videos breach the 10-minute mark, you make more money from them. And Jabrizi does it in a way that is so laughably shameless, I can't help but applaud it. Now, as always, don't harass anyone in the videos. Just don't be a douchebag.
Anyone here?
So then he just stays in that room for the next 9 minutes. That's right, 9 minutes you just sit here looking at the same hallway with nothing changing, just to make the video long enough to go over the 10-minute mark. The laziness is impressive, and this isn't like a small Facebook creator. Jabrizi has over 10.4 million followers, with videos getting over 100 million views sometimes. So this is the big time, and he's able to fucking squeeze them for all they're worth. What a fucking hero. She comes out draped in an American flag, make me want to pump my fist and chug a Budweiser. He is only on screen for about 8 seconds of this 10-minute and 18-second video. The other 10-minute and 10 seconds of this video is spent on just a hallway with nothing happening and a stock alarm sound effect. The laziness is absolutely admirable. Like, it is so fucking impressive what you can get away with on Facebook. It blew my mind when I saw this one here. And people in the comments eat it up. There are people like, yeah, thank you for supporting firefighters. This is amazing. I was glued to every second of this one. I was on the edge of my seat. But then there's also equal parts people being like, why is it so long? Nothing happens. It's a waste of my time. But it still has tons of views. Like, he gets so much money off of doing these things. It's completely effortless. And he's striking gold. He really is. I can't even be mad at him. He literally takes a concept that is about 30 seconds worth of content, if you can even call it that. And here it wasn't even 30 seconds, it was literally about 8. He takes that and then just fills the other 10, 15 minutes with nothing. Literally nothing. He just literally has a still image, basically. An unchanging shot of nothing. It's like that, what's that guy's name? John Cage, the guy who went on stage and did 4 minutes and 33 seconds of nothing while he sat at a piano. He was supposed to give a concert, but instead he just sat there on his ass and just like hung out for 4 minutes, and people applauded as like a really incredible piece of art. That's basically what this guy does with every video, and he makes a ton of money from it.
And you're gonna see the gift. It's directly to your right, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, uncover your eyes and look to the right.
Now, you'd expect her to see that her 2 children are right there, but she doesn't. And then you would expect her to, like, open the present and see them shortly after. But she doesn't. They dragged this one on for 16 and a half minutes. Yeah, no fucking lie. It is constant edging and blue balls, if you can even call it that, because it's not like you're excited. You obviously know all of this is fake as long as you're not like actually senile or actually 2 years old. You clearly know this is fake, but the entertainment is supposed to be from like the feel-good nature of it, but here you don't even get that. It is just stalling and stretching and stalling and stretching. It is painful.
So we decided Chris is only us 3. My brother and my mom have 2 siblings. Have 2 moms. So past 2 years, so we do 2 flags. And now this is so special that we decided to split their flags on okay. When count down 5. No, it's, I would say a pair of things, but it's more than one thing. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Chris, your mom's the last gift. Let's show it. Just ready? Okay. It's luggage. Turn that off. Remember off the desk. Maybe start gonna love this with you. 5, 4, 3. When I get to 1, just pop out, look inside. Okay. 2. Are you ready, Mom?
Yeah, I'm ready.
1. Go. Okay. Just go. Just look. Just look.
16 minutes, 42 seconds. Christmas is over at that point. If you spend that long on a single present, all the food's cold and your family's already left. Uncle's already drank himself into a coma. Like, there is no reason these videos should be this long. Even if you're just trying to shamelessly stretch to 10 minutes, Jabrizi goes the extra mile and stretches almost to 20. I also love how in almost all of these videos, you can see how bored the people waiting are. Like, I'm surprised those 2 didn't just collapse and faint from blood loss from locking their knees standing up like that for so long. Like, I'm surprised deep vein thrombosis didn't start setting in. Their legs just atrophying from standing still for that long doing nothing. And you can really just see the boredom and pain on their faces. It is actually shocking what you can get away with on Facebook. It blows my mind that people will sit there and eat this shit up.
Very, very important.
Okay, very important, huh? Why are we out here alone?
I don't have a husband.
Hey, keep your hands.
Sir, look.
121 million views on that one. It took her about like 40 seconds to put on the tummy and then the dress and put her head back on the police car, and then she sat in that position leaning on the police car for 16 minutes almost before it finally ends with her being like, ah, water broke. You know, it gets to the punchline. 16 minutes. 121 million views. I really wasn't exaggerating when I said almost every single one of these videos is exactly the same like this, where they all stretch with nothing in there, just shamelessly padding for the most amount of money they could possibly get out of the system. It's fucking wild. Anyway, I just wanted to share this because it blew my mind to see this on Facebook. I imagine he's not the only one doing it. I imagine this is probably pretty common practice, but this is the only one that I saw. And probably the biggest, over 10.4 million followers that all watched this. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting. That's about it. See ya. I just learned about a genre of content I never knew existed, and now I've become a huge fan of it. It's door-to-door salesmen posting their most embarrassing moments, just proudly posting their own L's, as if it's like a report card to be proud of that's pinned on the refrigerator. It doesn't make any sense. So there's a few TikTok creators I was scrolling through today who claim to be a highly successful door-to-door salesman, but if you watch their videos, almost every single one of them is them making the people they're trying to close on angry, getting kicked off their property, and just generally never succeeding. And yet somehow that's supposed to serve as an advertisement for this product that they're selling to their audience, which is a guide on how to be a successful door-to-door salesman. It just doesn't compute in my little noodle up here. You're selling a course on how to be successful as a door-to-door salesman, yet every video you post is your failures. It doesn't add up. Like this equation, the mathematics, it's too advanced for me, I guess. Today we're going to focus on one test subject here, a very interesting specimen named Oliver.
How to make $250 tomorrow in 3 steps. 1. Go to Home Depot, buy a squeegee and a brush. 2. Go knock doors and ask them if they want a price on window cleaning. Hey boss, how are you? Good. Have you seen us? No. Good looking guys, gray shirts? Okay. This is about? I don't know if you know Miss Palmer. I'm gonna take one step, I'll just show you and then I gotta run. We're just helping. We're not selling anything. Don't treat me like a dog, sir, I'm not. I'm just a hard-working kid.
Right now, okay? I'm really busy. Get the f out of here.
Okay. Now, when I initially saw this, I thought it had to be satire, like this guy's just taking the piss on door-to-door salesmen. But he's not. Oliver, his whole career is being a door-to-door salesman and trying to bestow upon us plebeians his sage wisdom when it comes to this craft that he's clearly mastered here. So if you read the description, the caption on the video, it says, you know, how you can turn it into thousands of dollars. And then when he's going through, like, the beginning where he's saying, you know, 2, and then he holds up 3. Like, it's clearly supposed to be a joke, but he really does this. This is his job. And he just proudly showcases these horrifyingly shameful moments here. There's very few people in the world that like door-to-door salesmen. And that's up there with, like, telemarketing scams. Like, people don't like to just be accosted on their front porch by people that don't really take no for an answer. So Oliver embodies that entire belief system and tries to teach others as well. Now, he does sprinkle in a couple of successful deals on his page, but it's hidden like pickles on a burger in between all of the failures that he showcases. It's baffling. And sometimes the descriptions are just way off. So it'll be like, here's how you make $300 in 5 seconds. And then he doesn't make $300, it's not 5 seconds, and you're left with your dick in your hand wondering where it all went wrong and why Oliver lied to you. It's just really confusing because from everything I see here, he's not that great at door-to-door selling anything. So buying a course from him would be like buying a guide on how to get laid from an incel. And like the footage they use to promote the, you know, getting pussy book is footage of the writer, the author, going up to women and them saying, ew, no. It's like really weird to try and advertise your door-to-door salesman course with the footage that he showcases.
Hey boss, how are you? Have you seen us? What do you mean? The good-looking dudes with blue shirts? No. You missed us. Show you super quick. We're giving a bit of a discount for dudes with glasses.
So Oliver has a script that he never really deviates from. He is actually a video game NPC with only a few dialogue options. He always starts with, hey boss, if it's a man, and then he always says we're doing a bit of a discount for something that the person is wearing or something appearance-wise, like sometimes, you know, women with short hair, women with curly hair, and they're like, haha, thanks. And then he goes into his hard sales pitch here.
You qualify. Give you a quick price.
Yeah, that would be good.
I love the setup back there. It's usually $309. Comes down to $209.
We have planned to paint, but we want to wash everything at the same time. If you have a phone number or something that they can call later.
It's a job worth doing in a couple months. If things are worth doing in 3 months, they're worth doing today.
I don't want to do that today. If I can have your phone number.
Sure. If you call us back though, it's going to be $309.
Yeah, I see that.
If we could give you an awesome job, could we call it $149, give you a bit of a discount? If it's worth doing, then it's worth doing today.
I don't want to do that today.
He tries to really put the nipple clamps on him here. He wants to close this today, and he is not budging on it. So the guy is being very respectful. He's like, hey, you know, maybe we just schedule this for another day, really not feeling it for this afternoon. But Oliver, he's on the hunt right now, so he just keeps dropping the price lower and lower, hoping that he can get at least like $100-something out of this exchange, because he knows he's not getting a call back later from this or anything like that. So it's just desperately trying to keep making a sale here on this guy who's just trying to be nice and indulge in the pitch, but eventually doesn't work out. They go their separate ways. Oliver does sometimes get pretty aggressive though. He follows the same script, of course, but sometimes he seems to get hurt because I think he has a pretty high level of entitlement.
Kind of the route coordinator
Just tell me what you're doing.
Showing's easier than telling.
No.
No. Come on, where?
We're doing real good. We got the nicest
I know.
one in the street.
I'd rate it A+.
Sorry,
We're just
guys.
doing...
We're really happy with what we've got.
What do you got?
Go away. Go on. Go on. This is my property. I want you off it.
But I haven't even told you what we're doing.
I'm not interested. I don't do things at the door.
Cool.
Okay.
People always say no to things they don't understand.
Oh, don't.
Have a great day. There's always one guy. I'm happy to check off the stubborn guy for the day. Have a good one.
Insufferable. The elderly gentleman here isn't the bad guy. Nobody likes door-to-door salesmen. Like, plain and simple. There are very few people that enjoy that. And the ones that allow you to go through the whole kit and caboodle song and dance of what you're selling are the ones that are just too afraid to just say no to your face and close the door, because that's not an easy thing to do for most people. That takes a lot. And most people, it becomes kind of like a high-stress situation trying to figure a way out of it, but no one's usually interested. So this old man just being blunt about it isn't necessarily a bad thing. Another thing I notice a lot with door-to-door salesmen is they really like elderly people because they're much easier to manipulate into giving them money for a usually subpar service and something they legitimately don't need in any capacity. So this guy was just not having it. He's saying, no thank you. But Oliver keeps pushing. He's like, oh, you don't even know what I'm doing here yet. Oh, people always say no to things they don't understand. Just being a fucking insufferable asshole. Like, condescendingly talking to this guy as if he's an idiot for not doing this. And it's just trash. Like, I think that's just awful. So then that clearly gets him even more riled up. And then Oliver's like, hey, I'm checking the stubborn guy off the list. Like, what is this? Elementary school? Hey, Junior, listen, no gold star for you. You're a bad egg, not a good noodle. You know, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you went up to him, he did not want it, you should have left when he said no, but that's not how you operate. When you hear no, you just keep pushing. It's all just super slimy, and of course nothing about him is genuine. He has set lines that he says to each person that he encounters because he doesn't even really view them as people. They're just potential money bags that he can grab a few bucks out of. It's just, there's nothing good about what he does, and I also don't really trust his claim about being this guru salesman, and he claims that he's made over 9,000 sales, but I truly think that's just a meme. Based on everything I've seen here, I don't put a lot of faith in that claim at all. And then he even tries to post testimonials, at least in one of the videos I saw, where it was just like 2 Discord messages from 2 completely random people that are claiming that they're making, you know, a couple $1,000s a day thanks to everything that Oliver's teaching them, and I feel like there's no fucking way.
And we're giving a bit of a discount for people that are sitting on steps, which is coincidence, actually. Go around, count it up, just give you a quick price.
It's okay, we do it every other year, and we have something we usually use, and this isn't our year.
Is he as good looking as me?
It's such a cringy routine, too. He always mentions himself being a good-looking guy, almost every single time, too. It feels like a lot of insecurity here that's brewing up and that he's trying to mask with this, I guess, bravado, perhaps? I don't know. It's just so off-putting. So pretty much every time he knocks on a door or approaches homeowners at their property, he mentions, like, hey, have you seen us? Like me, good-looking guys in this shirt? Well, here's our discount for, you know, ladies sitting on steps. Ha ha ha. I don't know, it's fucking awful. This did not lead to a sale, by the way. I'll spoil it for you. They were not interested, surprisingly.
I call it 125?
Sorry, I don't think it's in the budget right now.
125?
Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Okay.
The caption on this one literally says how to close deals, and he gets a drive-by rejection. So he's talking to her at the door, wasn't working out. She then comes back around and says, nope, still a no, sorry, basically. And yet he still says how to close deals, even though, like, if you watch the video, he doesn't close the deal. He gets the door closed in his face, fundamentally. Like, she didn't, like, slam the door in his face or anything, but it was a no. I think that's probably enough clips here. I just find this to be so fascinating to hype yourself up as a guru of a craft, but then all of the evidence you present of yourself being that guru contradicts it, because it's mainly failures or just being misleading. Now, like I said, he does have a couple of successful closing deals here that he posts videos on, but I wouldn't even say it's the majority of it. I'd say it's like pretty even between failures and the deals he closes. And keep in mind, these are only the ones he films. I feel like he's filmed every single successful deal he's ever had and has only posted like half of his failures. So it's probably like a ratio of 500 failures to one person who just finally gives in after being pestered enough and says yes reluctantly to him. So it's not exactly the best ratio. I'm just spitballing numbers here, but that's kind of the impression I get. I just wanted to talk about it because I didn't even know this little genre of content existed, so I found it interesting. That's about it. So, yep. A man from Kentucky won $167.3 million Powerball jackpot and claimed his check on April 28th. On April 29th, he celebrated by coming down to my neck of the woods in Florida and got himself arrested because boy howdy he got rowdy and for some reason just wanted to fight everyone at like a hotel bar. I cannot fathom how someone can come into life-changing money and then the first thing they do is just unleash their demons. Just go fucking sicko mode on strangers. There's no audio for this section, but James Farthing, the Powerball winner, is the one that's right now grabbing a handful of that guy's shirt while another man takes him down. He said, "You can get me to the ground, but I'm gonna see that man's nipples come hell or high water, goddammit."
You kidding me? No, Get on the ground! Do not fucking move, do not proceed. Put your hands down! B12, step it up. I just got kicked.
So it happens pretty quick. It was actually like two very fast kicks from James here. He got him with the fucking black flash, honestly. But what happened is the officer separated them and he was handcuffing the guy that had James in the headlock. And while that guy is on the ground, face down, James comes back to try and soccer kick him, but he misses and gets the officer square in the noggin. He like blasts his cranium here with his taekwondo kicks. And of course, being the tough macho man that James is, he then kicks the defenseless man who was handcuffed on the ground, which is a kick, that kind of soccer kick, that can oftentimes be fatal. He is an unhinged maniac. So he hits the officer and then hits the guy who he initially instigated all this shit with. So again, this is James Farthing, the one doing the kicks, not the one who's currently being handcuffed. And I know it's low-hanging fruit to call him James Farting because his last name is so close to it. I'm sure he got bullied with that in school. But I still can't resist, so I gotta call him James Farting at least once. This man is getting farted on here by, like, the entire police force coming up.
Relax, do not. Just stay there. No, you're not. No, you're not. Stay right fucking here. You, enough. I didn't know you were here. Doesn't fucking make a difference. I got clocked in the face. You stay there. Okay, you need to calm down. Put your hands behind your back right for fuck now. Put your hands behind your back and get against the fucking wall. Against the wall. Who else? You're female. Taser deployed.
Dude got wombo comboed here. That's the two-piece Whopper special. He got tased and then Goldberg speared by another officer, and he let out a primal yell. Like, that's like the voice acting for the finals when you play the heavy and use the power slam. Like, holy shit. It was really a textbook linebacker tackle. Like, I'll give it to the officer there. So James tries to run away. He is clearly hammered. This guy is sloshed. So when the officer's telling him to get against the wall, he like shoves him towards the wall and he loses his balance instantly. And then he tries to make the slowest getaway possible. He gets tased and then tackled. You can also hear his girlfriend is shouting in the background. Well, she was actually on the ground because she was also being rowdy and ended up getting charged with disorderly conduct or disorderly intoxicated conduct, something like that. So these two just came into an unbelievable amount of money, and the first thing they do, legitimately, the next day after getting this money, they come down here to Florida and they start causing a ruckus. They weren't like victims here. They started all of it. So that guy that you saw get him in a headlock, well, it turns out James Farthing just clobbered him with a sucker punch.
The guy with the tats was trying to fight everybody. He ripped the dude's shirt over here. He don't want to do nothing. He was basically trying to fight everybody in the bar.
The people who work here are saying that he was a problem. Bad mind.
Him?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, because like
What I was told is he got hit, and that's when he got into a fight with the guy with the tats. So the guy with the tats punched him in the face.
So you were instigating this as well. You were arguing with her. We were trying to split you guys up. You guys didn't stop arguing. I know you weren't the first one to throw punches or anything. That way?
No.
Yes. So.
Now, the bald guy is also pretty drunk, that's clear to see. But, according to the employees there, he was arguing back with the dude with the tats, and they tried to get him to stop. Neither one did, and that's when James Farthing threw the sucker punch, and that's when he threw him into the headlock. And then also when James decided to rip the other guy's shirt off. It's quite a mess. James went around like talking shit, also bragging about being a lottery winner and like getting in people's faces, trying to fight them. So he called him out on it, started insulting him, calling him delusional, that kind of thing. And I guess that's when the employees were like, stop arguing, stop, you know, just squash this. But he continued to call him out for being an asshole, and that's when James snapped and sucker punched him. Now, they did trespass the bald guy from this facility as well, due to his involvement in all of this. And the guy who gets his shirt ripped off does also give a statement that talks about how the bald guy was insulting him a lot directly to his face, saying that he was antagonizing him. But also, the James Farthing was the one who did start all of the commotion. Now, this isn't James' first run-in with the law. He's actually got a fascinating bit of lore here. So he hit Kentucky's largest jackpot the day before all of this unfolded, and opted to split the winnings with his mother as an early Mother's Day gift. That's the kind of feel-good story that makes your heart melt. It makes you go, aww. And then you read the following paragraph here. It turns out he is a career criminal who's racked up convictions across 9 counties in Kentucky for a litany of offenses, including choking a girlfriend, bribing officers while in prison, and selling cocaine to an undercover cop. Wow, what a saint. This seems like the kind of guy that deserves a $167 million Powerball jackpot. That just goes to show you, when it comes to luck in RNG, there is truly no amount of like karma or anything at play. It is just as random as that shit gets. This degenerate fucking scumbag just came into $167 million and then immediately comes down here and can't kick his criminal ways, so starts fucking fighting strangers in a hotel bar while flexing about his newfound wealth.
I had it right here. It's my purse.
Your ID's in there?
She's starting with it? Yes.
Okay.
That his?
Okay.
This is
who is him?
No shirt. Guy that picked you.
James Farthing. Okay.
He's with me.
Okay.
We always argue.
Okay.
We've been together. We met in 2014.
Okay. So you got, but what's going on tonight? I don't care about when you met.
Nothing.
No. So I just.
We came to the Kentucky Lottery in Louisville and we claimed the check.
So although his girlfriend faced the disorderly conduct charges, she was released. Apparently, according to people around there, from what I've gathered, she was like directly involved in all of like the shit talking and the arguing, and even like to a certain extent the brawl itself, which I guess is how she ended up on the floor. I'm still a little confused on how she got in that position. I thought I overheard her saying like they argue all the time and, you know, it's not that big a deal, thus implying that James was the one that like shoved her down. That's what it kind of sounds like. I'm not positive, which wouldn't be the most surprising information to learn, considering this guy also has a charge of choking a girlfriend at one point. So it doesn't seem like it's something he wouldn't do.
From right when the first punch was thrown, right when he hit you the first. He hit you first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so right from there. So he was just, from talking to my partner who's talking to you, he was just here being obnoxious, stupid.
Yeah.
My partner's telling me you kind of called him out in a couple things.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
He got mad.
Yeah.
Pissed off.
And just pow.
And then just punched you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight in the jaw.
Like I said,
oh my God. I know, I get it. Like my brother's in law enforcement, like my dad is in law enforcement.
Yeah.
Like
I want to tell you what I saw.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
So as they're talking to the bald guy who took James down, the guy who got his shirt ripped off marches over there and throws his hands on his hip and he's like, all right, I kind of want to participate here and let you guys know what the fuck happened. This guy looks exactly like Carl Urban, by the way. Like, I thought Billy Butcher was rolling up here for a second.
I saw you sitting over here talking to this guy, antagonizing him for like an hour.
He was getting riled up. He was getting riled up. He was getting riled up. You were pushing his buttons. And then
Is that what you think?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I saw. I saw the body language.
I understand.
And this guy's been in prison for 28 years.
Okay. Well, so it's a different perspective. You have to understand that.
I saw this guy pushing the bear, poking the bear.
But antagonizing is not
antagonizing.
Talking to somebody and antagonizing is not against
Hey, thank you for
It's the fact that he punched him. And when I got here, the other guy punched
been
him.
in prison for 28 years.
Okay, well, it doesn't
Can you go take a seat over there?
So he is saying that the bald guy did a lot more than what the officers and the employees are letting on, that he was poking the bear, and he kind of makes it sound like this was an expected outcome because the guy spent 28 years in jail, which, from what I've learned about James Farthing, is pretty close to accurate. He spent roughly 30 years of his life behind bars for a laundry list of crimes. So he also believes that the bald guy bears a lot of responsibility for everything that unfolded here, but ultimately he ends up just getting trespassed, and from what I've seen, there was no further punishment to him.
They want to press charges for disorderly just on her, not on this other guy?
No, they're just trespassing him.
Okay.
He wants to press charges on this gentleman here because he socked him first, punched him first.
Okay.
So he's getting the charges for the battery on him, and he's getting the felony battery on me.
Yeah, so I'd comfortably say this is one of the worst lottery winners ever. Not only because of his extensive criminal history, like, it's just insulting that this is the person that wins the fucking life-changing money, the largest lottery payout in Kentucky, apparently. But also, he gets that money and still has no change in his ways, comes down here, and just immediately starts causing problems, immediately starts trying to fight people, bragging about his winnings, that kind of thing. Oh my god, it's infuriating. So yeah, I think I think he's going to be spending some more time behind bars here. It seems like he's more comfortable there than out in the open air. That's what it looks like. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. Yeah, you're not ready for this video. This is genuinely one of the worst videos on YouTube. It comes from a YouTuber named Trisha. She makes a whole bunch of shitty videos to begin with, but this is the max level. This is Digivolve to its highest level. If all of her other garbage content were just appetizers, then this is the main course, the dessert, and the diarrhea you get after eating it all. It's so shitty. I'd rather watch 2 Girls, 1 Cup with a beheading going on in the background than watch this again. But I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to be strong for all of you, so that way we can all sit here and experience the dark side of ASMR. ASMR in its most vile and deplorable form. The video is called Making Out with My Couch, and that doesn't even do this justice. She does far more than just make out with the couch. Look at the alien underneath her. Look at the fear in its eyes. It looks like it's a hostage on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane. This whole thing is so avant-garde. I can only pretend to comprehend the full scope of Trisha's magnum opus here. The inner mechanisms going on in her mind, the neurons that are firing, oh, her creative genius is on full display. Fantastic. At least that's what the comments would have you believe. People fucking jerked off to this. I don't know how you can even listen to this without getting squeamish. As you can see, the plot is really developing now. She's graduated from making out with couches to making out with tabloids, as the alien on the floor tearfully prays that the building engulfs in flames before it's his turn to face this ridicule, this punishment, this loud sloshing. This isn't even kissing or making out with the Sprite bottle, it just looks like she's eating it like corn on the cob. I bet there's a good handful of people that watch this and then thought to themselves, maybe I don't really like Sprite all that much anymore. This poor guy, hasn't he suffered enough? Area 51, Roswell, New Mexico, all that shit. Hasn't he been through enough? Just look at the poor soul, looking like SpongeBob, drying up due to lack of water. He's clearly not into this, and I highly doubt consent was established beforehand, and quite frankly, this whole thing just sucks. I really don't get it at all. I don't understand if it's supposed to be wacky, supposed to be a fetish. I'm guessing it's supposed to be sexual, because in the description she says you can see the uncensored version on her shitty website. I really don't understand it. When I was initially watching this, I thought I was looking at her overdose. That right there is a sign of just fucking heroin overdose hardcore. She just looks like she's filter feeding while lying on the couch. She's fading out of this corporeal dimension over to the other side, and she's doing it in the grossest way possible with those abominable noises. This is just straight out of a nightmare where you have like a deep South Alabama grandmother coming to make out with you on the lips and you can't stop her. This is just gross to watch and listen to. It's as if her lips are the tentacles on an octopus and they're just suction cupping to something and just ripping it off, but she makes a much grosser sound than those do. I would rather listen to 2 dump trucks crashing into a whoopee cushion factory. I'd rather listen to 5 nails on a chalkboard for 10 hours than listen to this 5-minute video again. It's absolutely an attack on the senses, both visually and auditory. I'd have more fun watching a video of a public urinal at a gas station getting cummed into than watching Trisha's abomination here. This is just downright revolting. I can't even begin to understand what she thought she was doing when she was making this, like comedically or even sexually. It fails in every possible aspect imaginable. I watched an art piece where a woman cut out the vagina on a morph suit and had a bodyguard lift her up and carry her in a circle as she pissed on the floor, and that made more sense to me than Trisha's video does here. This is just unbelievable to me. She must have thought it was a good idea at some point. Yeah, I'll get an alien for a prop and make out with it. I'll make out with my hand. I'll make out with the camera. It's so lazy even in its attempts to be weird. She doesn't even have good props. It's just whatever fucking garbage she found lying around her hotel room or wherever she is. It's weird and shitty. If you were a virgin, you are no longer. Trisha just sucked that shit out through the computer screen like a succubus. I feel violated, absolutely violated, like I just sinned and now I need to go to a confession at the church. Yeah, overall, just a super uncomfortable and shitty video. I understand she made it probably for attention, but not even that really worked for her. I guess it kinda did, but it was a massive net loss in subscribers for her when she posted this. And she's been doing this for a while, just really bad, shitty content to try and stay afloat, I guess. But it's not really working. It's just really pathetic at this point. That's about it. So yeah. Did you see the ludicrous drink prices at EDC 2024? They're selling cheap alcohol for literal thousands, and even regular water is $90. I saw someone made a post on Twitter about the EDC drink prices, but I didn't really look at it. Let me see. This is pathetic. EDC Las Vegas. Oh man, you know what else is pathetic? Since everything is harvesting my data at every given moment, now Google has optimized my ads, so now it's nothing but magic cards everywhere. Charles, we know you like magic, dangling the carrot. Oh, fuck. It's in me now. Oh god. It's putting the drugs right in front of me. It's taunting. This is pathetic. EDC Las Vegas. Drink prices skyrocket to the thousands. A 6-pack of water would have set you back $90. Is that right? The Electric Daisy Carnival, aka EDC, the Coachella of EDM, has come under fire after bottle service menu from their marquee Skydeck bar was posted to Instagram. Prices shown go as high as $94,000 for 12 liters of champagne, and even a mere 6-pack of water would have set you back $90. The cheapest alcohol on offer was a 6-pack of Heineken or Bud Light for $140. Holy shit. You gotta be the biggest fucking loser to actually pay those prices. Oh, that's shameful. Oh, that's so embarrassing if anyone pays for that. It doesn't matter how rich you are, you're a fucking clown if you pay for that. Yeah, you'd have to be a turbo schmuck. Let me see, hold on, let me see the picture that leaked, because I don't think it's this one, right? Someone said Deserto has it. Alright, what do we got? For vodka, a Kettle One, 950 bucks. Grey Goose, 975 bucks. And then a Belvedere Magnum, 1,700 bucks. Oh my god. Jack Daniels, 875. Brother, you better give me like half the factory for that price. Are you kidding me? A White Claws, 150 clams. And here's your waters. So a 6-pack of Smart Water, 90. They're offering Prime there, which is also 90. Ghost Energy, which I'm guessing is a sponsor, 90. And yeah, here's the big ticket item. The Notorious EDC. 1 Methalusa 6 liter of Dom Perignon Brut. And 1 Methylson 6 liter of Don Perignon Rosé. If you buy this, you just get sent straight to hell. The Lord forsakes you. That's so cringe. You fucked those names right up. I've never seen these words. I don't know what a Methuselah is. That sounds like a commander in Magic the Gathering. I don't know. I don't know this shit. I feel like I've heard Don Perignon in like a movie before. But I don't know any of these, man. Is EDC... Okay, how about this? Has anyone here been to EDC? Has it always been like this, or is this brand new? Have the prices always been this ridiculous? This is just for the VIP club. Well, yeah, but the VIP club's always existed, right? This is for a Sky Bar or something? Yeah, Sky Deck Bar. Which I don't think they've just erected there just for EDC. Like, I'm sure that's been there for a while. Let me see. And I'm wondering if the prices have always been like this. Sky Deck Bar was opened in 2021. Oh, well, the 3-day ticket to EDC is $379. I actually thought the tickets to EDC would be significantly more expensive. Is 100% just because they can? Well, yeah. I'm sure they'll get some customers. I mean, you only need a couple whales, right, to make this profitable. So I'm sure it's not going to be a failure for them or anything, but it's still embarrassing. Also, is this like normal for them? Let's see. Where's their menu? Live webcam. Well, this is what Skydeck Bar looks like right now, I guess. Cool. I'm guessing that the prices aren't normally like thousands of dollars for a single shot of whiskey or whatever, because I bet watching this live cam, you would probably see people throw themselves over the edge. So I'm assuming they're just jacking it up for EDC. And there's a receipt online of someone spending over 200k at EDC 2022. Did they get laughed at? Relentlessly, because they deserve to get bullied for that. In EDC... Yeah, wow, wait, this is normal. These goobers actually do just pay this. A supposed receipt from the VIP bar at EDC Las Vegas shows an astronomical $323,000 tab. Wow. Here's the grand finale. I am speechless. Wow. What a fucking loser. Oh, well, hey, look, wait, this guy actually bought the... Wait, it looks like their prices are cheaper this year. This guy bought a $100,000 Ace of Spades Brute and a $90 Ace Rosé. The highest they offer this year is $94,000, and then the second highest is $54K. They're actually being far more financially conscious. They're basically giving those away now. It was a lot worse in 2022. I guess here, I'll give everyone a little pro tip here. I would say, if any of you live in Las Vegas, over the next like week and some change, do everything possible to work at Skydeck Bar for EDC. Because the gratuity on this is like absurd. A $46,000 tip, and all you had to do is bring like 2 shots of whiskey and then a little bit of champagne. Anything you can Get that job. I'm betting they don't get that gratuity. Yeah, I'm sure they take a percentage of tips as well. They seem like the kind of place that would. What is the this is such a fucking sham. Their admin fee of 9%, $20,848. What is the admin fee? What in the fuck could you possibly be scalping for that? That's a $9 service charge. We had to open the bottle. Man, this place, oh my god, this place makes a killing off these idiots. Holy shit. Yeah, wait, no, the water was cheaper back then, 75 bucks, now it's 90. Damn you, Biden! You're ruining our EDC prices! This guy spent 167 grand. Made it clear that it wasn't theirs. Oh yeah, no, I don't think the actual Twitter account is this. Like, I don't think this guy is this check. I'm sure he just saw this and posted it. I'm just talking about the actual guy, whoever did this. And this. 70,000 in tips is crazy. Hey, that's what I'm saying. If any of you live in Vegas right now, try your absolute best over the next week or two to get a job at Skydeck Bar. Whatever it takes. By any means necessary. These tips are ballistic. Apparently, if you buy a drink at Marquee Skydeck, they would also give you a golf cart ride to your table. Oh, so that must be like the admin fee. Oh, wow. Okay, now it makes so much sense. That's so cool. So this is different from normal Skydeck, right? This is a totally separate one, I'm pretty sure. This is Marquee Skydeck. Let's go this way. Whoa! Wow, this actually looks straight out of John Wick. Cool look. Oh, whoops. Whoa. Getting dizzy. Cool looking dance area, that's for sure. Actually, it looks less out of John Wick and more like out of Max Payne 3 when he goes through that club. They've also got inverted flight controls and it's throwing me off. Let's go this way. What's over here? Ugh, God, Jesus! Oh, there's another dance floor. This is the Cloud Bar? Probably only 50 grand for a shot of urine. What's this way? Who are these guys? Who do you know here? How much did you pay? Why can't I go there? This can't be the whole facility, right? Just this one area? Oh my god, fix your controls. Oh no, there's multiple dance floors. I think. No. Wait, that's not multiple dance floors. I just went back to the same one. Looks like there's another bar. Oh no, wait, this is where I started. This is the smallest venue of all time. What? Oh no, wait, here's something kind of cool. Oh my god, it's like a bad point and click game. No, this really is just an extremely small venue. 100K for drinks in a 2-bedroom apartment with a dance floor. Yeah, more or less. I think, again, I do think those are two separate places, but I bet the prices there aren't any better. I'm just extremely excited to show you the worst streaming platform ever made. And that's not an opinion, it's an objective truth. I'm sure you're subscribed to many different streaming platforms, and I'm sure there's some that you feel are better than others, but I promise you there is none worse than what I'm about to unveil to you right now. I just learned about it from a couple of YouTubers who covered it, Curtis Connor and Chad. It's a platform known as Real Short. More like real shit, am I right? More like feel short, because I'm 5'6" and it hurts. Real Short is a new platform that just launched pretty recently. Let's take a peek at this catalog here, because they got some fucking heavy hitters. The Double Life of My Billionaire Husband, Fatal Temptation Between Two Alphas, Goodbye My CEO, Fated to My Forbidden Alpha, My Gorgeous Wife is an Ex-Convict, The Reborn Wife Redemption. You cannot convince me these aren't ChatGPT generated titles for like throwaway romance novels. This sounds like some shit Chuck Tingle would write. Chuck Tingle is an author known for things like Dr. Bigfoot, attorney at large, pounded my butt in court. Space Raptor Butt Invasion. This is that level of title for these Real Shorts romance movies. Fucking Goodbye My CEO. And hello to ghost pirates that haunt my butt. Now I bet you're just foaming at the mouth, salivating for some of these incredibly enticing films. But what if I told you that the idea behind this is even worse than you could possibly imagine? It's not just cheaply made movies that cost less than $50 to produce and put on the platform. It actually goes a step further into unreal lunacy. So, they will film like a 45-minute or an hour-long movie, but they try and make it fit into the modern brain rot zoomer who can't digest more than 30 seconds at a time. So, that 45-minute or hour-long movie is broken up into 50 to 60 episodes on the Real Shorts platform, and each episode is about a minute long at most. So you watch these movies scene by scene, but it gets worse. We've only just scratched the surface of this scab, and it only is continuing to fester beneath. So, you can't even watch scene by scene until you finish the film. They have their own form of currency on the platform, and in order to watch the next scene after you finish one, you have to pay for it. And how do you earn that currency? By watching ads. But not just like a normal ad break, which will sometimes be longer than the entire fucking scene you just watched, but you'll have to marathon ads in order to earn enough currency to pay for your next scene in the movie. So what happens is, you sit down to watch your favorite movie, Fated to My Forbidden Alpha. You meet Beta Drake and you're like, damn, what's Beta Drake about to do next after the alpha's just fucking flexed on him? And you can't wait for the next scene, but then bang, you're out of Real Shorts schmeckles and you can't pay for it. So now you have to spend like 5 minutes watching ads so that way you can afford to watch the next scene in the movie. It's so unbelievably degenerate. Now, Curtis Connor in his video on this pulled up one of the developer responses on a review where someone was complaining about how many ads they have to watch in order to just get the next scene. And this is what they said. Hi, you have 15 to 20 ads to unlock episodes for free per day. Each ad is up to 5 to 45 seconds. Our team is working hard to improve users' experience. You can also earn free bonus with following ways. 1. Daily check-ins. 2. Watch ads every day. Oh, perfect. That's just what I wanted out of my streaming platform. A place where I can go to watch ads every day so that way I can kind of get drip-fed the worst movies ever made. You can replay the whole series after you unlock all the episodes. Many users like Real Short stories. Your higher star will give our team a great incentive. This is not a real human being. This has to be an AI experiment. This is primitive Skynet that's just testing human stupidity. I can't help but appreciate the shamelessness to, after all of the hoopla about ads, then say, give us more stars because it's good incentive for the team. You fucking goofball. This is the worst idea I've ever seen. I am sure you watching this have had some bad ideas in your life, but rest easy knowing no idea you've ever had is this bad. But you know what's not a bad idea? Going to my first live event that's 5 days from now. It'll be September 8th through September 10th. There's still tickets available, so get them while they're still around. We're going to be doing meet and greets as well as filming a music video with all of you that attend, and most importantly, celebrating a world championship win, hopefully, for our team. And I haven't mentioned this before because I completely forgot to, but the venue we're doing it at, the Straz Center, is actually offering discounts to all of the local universities. So if you're a student at like USF, University of Tampa, Full Sail, FGCU, UCF, you can get a discount on tickets. Tickets are $25 per day or $60 for all 3 days. It'll be about 5 hours-ish per day worth of fun, just a big party. So get the tickets at strazcenter.org. I'll put a link in the description. It starts September 8th, so we're coming up on it. Now, I've gone over all the shortcomings of the platform itself, but what about the quality of the movies? Does it make up for it? Are the movies good? And the answer is yes, if you're missing your frontal lobe. These abominations can't even really be called movies. That term is getting used real loosey-goosey here. That is being super generous. If I accidentally turned my phone camera on and hit record while going to the grocery store and had it recording the entire time in my pocket, that would be closer to a feature film than anything on Real Short. All of these videos feel like they were made by Darman after coming close to death with a fentanyl overdose. And then he also just happened to really get into producing some softcore porn shots. Because, surprisingly, there's some actual softcore porn on this platform that doesn't verify your age, by the way, which is really weird, sketchy shit. It's all just a disaster top to bottom.
Drink you asked for? Bitch. Are you blind? Jackson is obviously busy.
Here's just an appetizer to wet your whistle. This is Faded to My Forbidden Alpha. Curtis Connor and Chad covered this more in depth. I just want to show you some clips from some of my favorites that I've watched on there so far. Everything on here feels like it's directed by Tommy Wiseau if you got really into Wattpad fanfic. So this is episode 1 right here, and they're coming out of the gates swinging. So this lady's making out with Alpha Jackson, and everyone in this world is either addressed as Alpha or Beta. There's Beta Luke, Beta everyone here, and this is an Alpha. So you're looking at the cream of the crop, and this girl who is an orphan, and they never let you forget she's an orphan because they always just remind her, you're an orphan, you better address me as Alpha, orphan bitch. Comes in with a drink, and then this lady's like, how dare you interrupt us smooching? We're making out here, can't you see, Buster? So she gets up and slaps the devil out of her and drops her drink, and then the episode ends with Alpha Jackson immediately reminding her that she's an orphan.
Why won't you call me Alpha? Are you jealous? Is that what this is? You wish you were the chick being screwed?
Not jealous.
Sorry for interrupting. Just Alexander Kane, just RSVP'd.
By episode 3 and 4, she walks in on Alpha Jackson pumping his yogurt in that same lady, and then he says, why won't you call me Alpha? And then Beta Luke interrupts everything. The show is fucking beautifully disastrous. It is so weird.
A packless orphan, so what if I knew? I reject you, Celine. Being rejected by an alpha must be brutal. If you beg.
I accept your rejection, Jackson.
Being rejected by an alpha is a fate worse than death. I don't know how she was able to endure. I understand this is all fantasy, but I couldn't imagine the pain and torment that must come with being rejected by an alpha. The only thing I could imagine worse than this is being accepted by a beta. This really makes you stop and think, why? Who the fuck made this? Who wrote this? I really think it is AI generated, but let's suspend disbelief for a moment and assume that somehow living, breathing human beings with a pulse actually sat down and wrote this. Their minds need to be studied because this is impressively bad. Like, this makes Attaway General look like a masterpiece. Now, the one I really wanted to watch was this. My Husband Killed Me, Then I Won the Mega Ball. That's one of those really weird, confusing, long-winded titles like sometimes you see in anime. The time I reincarnated as a vending machine in an online RPG, I thought I had it made till my mom hunted me with multi-targeted attacks. Like, this title grips me. So, she died and then won the Mega Ball. It's an interesting series of events here. Adoria Cummins gets murdered by her husband and is taken back in time. She uses the knowledge from her previous life to get revenge on all of those who wronged her, starting with winning the Mega Ball. Then comes Elijah Snyder, a lawyer who seems to have her best interest in mind, but there's just something about him that seems too familiar. I was hooked. I watched the first episode. I can't record on their app. They actually forbid it. They even give you a message saying you can't watch or you may face legal action on their behalf, which is interesting because they do post a lot of the episodes for free on their YouTube channel. I guess it's just going in-app and doing it they frown upon. But it's all completely fair use to just showcase a couple of scenes here. But anyway, there's no reason to, because after watching the first episode, I was hit with the wall. I was then going to have to do my chores and watch some ads if I wanted to see the following episode. Then I would have once again had to go back and eat my vegetables with more ads to get the next episode. So I didn't really get to indulge in what could have been one of the finest pieces of cinematic beauty the world has ever been graced by, with My Husband Killed Me, Then I Won the Powerball, or whatever the fuck it was. So, unfortunate I didn't get to watch all of it. It's not on their YouTube channel, so I can't show you anything from it either, which is a shame, but I think we can all safely just assume it was fucking awful. Episode 1 was pretty bad already, and I already know it wasn't going to get any better than that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because this is such a wild and wacky, awful idea for a streaming service, as well as awful ideas for the movies on there. Though, hats off to them for making their own exclusives. They at least gave it a try. They gave it a whirl. They didn't just repackage already made things in like 30-second chunks. They at least tried to make their own. But maybe they should outsource that to a different studio to make something good. But even then, the entire idea of the platform's fucking terrible from the get-go. The whole idea of it is just to monetize each individual user to its absolute maximum. Nickel and dime for everything they're worth by shoving ads down their face. That way they can get the most juice for the squeeze here on each ad served to whatever poor soul happened to end up in this barren wasteland of a platform. So yeah, just wanted to talk about it a bit, that's it. See ya. I'm a huge fan of internet weirdos that post content online. I get really excited when I find a new entertaining goofball. And over the years, I've kind of made this collection in my little noodle up here, like a little mental museum of my favorite internet oddities. And I'll sometimes just get the urge to see how they're doing. So I'll go to their content, put their sack in my hand and tell them to cough, to give them a checkup, just to see what's going on and have a little laugh. And recently I was made aware of one of the most bafflingly delusional content creators I've seen in quite some time, which is a TikTok psychic named Ashley. I made a video on her going over her whole situation. I'll break it down just in case you don't know who this is. Ashley is a self-proclaimed clairvoyant psychic who tries to solve real-world mysteries. She uses less reasoning than Scooby-Doo does in the cartoon. Like, she doesn't even bother actually investigating. She just makes up fan fiction that she pulls out of her ass and then tries to portray it as the truth. So she recently made like 100-something TikTok videos accusing a woman named Rebecca Schofield of being the person responsible for the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. This is a complete baseless claim. She used tarot card readings as well as her own patented method of tapping into the universal consciousness, surfing the cosmic vibes of astrology or whatever, and accusing Rebecca Schofield relentlessly of being the murderer. She's now being sued for this because, as it turns out, Rebecca Schofield is completely innocent. It seems Ashley is going to need to spend a little more time mastering the avatar state to get the proper information, because here's the main suspect, Brian Kohberger. Now, even if it somehow turns out by a crazy plot twist it's not Brian, even though there is a ton of fucking evidence behind it being him, it is still 100% not Rebecca Schofield, as Ashley has claimed hundreds of times now. Now, you would assume that a rational person, after being sued for defamation for accusing an innocent woman of being a murderer, and the most likely real murderer being arrested, you'd think that she'd then be like, yep, looks like I was wrong, this is a big boo-boo from me here, sorry about all that. The natural next step would be apologizing and trying to move on from it, backpedaling like, looks like I made a mistake, the spirit realm was, you know, the Wi-Fi signals were blocking it and I didn't have my shungite around me. But in the case of Ashley, you'd be wrong, because she commits even further to the delusion, and even after the threat of being slapped around legally, she is still maintaining that she's correct and everyone else is wrong. I'd like to show you some of these TikToks, and I already did talk about some of these in the last video I made, but I actually want to bring this out to a bigger topic, and that's people's inability to accept responsibility even when faced with the absolute truth. People are so afraid of being wrong that they will just do the most unrealistic mental gymnastics that you couldn't even write in a fucking cartoon in order to justify how they're still correct and they're not wrong. I've seen this all over Twitter. When someone gets dunked on Twitter, like they get provably like dunked on with facts, logic, evidence, they still will discredit it or come up with some reason that that evidence, the facts, the proven truth is wrong and they are right. It's this weird defense mechanism that's so infuriating. You see it all the time with flat earthers. How many times have flat earthers proven with their own experiments that the world is round, and yet they still decide to believe that it's flat. It's people still just wanting to feel special. And it doesn't matter what you bring to them, no matter how bulletproof the evidence or the truth is, they'll just decide not to care. They'll just go back to that belief that makes them feel like they're above everyone else and their intelligence is unrivaled. It really grinds my asshole, like, chafes the fuck out of it. I went on Ashley's TikTok today because I thought it'd be fun just to have a little giggle. But as I watched her videos, that smile quickly turned to a frown, and I just got so frustrated listening to her try and justify how she's still right.
Also, let's pay attention to the statement the University of Idaho gave regarding the lawsuit that Rebecca Schofield has against me, but also the accusations that I made that she was the one who ordered and who is responsible for the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. It says, while this lawsuit is a private matter, U of I does not condone spreading false information and find this particular allegation to be one of the worst we have seen.
That sounds reasonable. Straight and to the point. This is false information and some of the worst we've ever seen. Also, the fan fiction she's writing is absolute garbage and fucking trash. She should stop trying to write these erotic novels that she's cooking up here and trying to pass it off as real evidence in a legitimate murder where 4 students lost their lives. She's trying to capitalize off the death of these 4 students with her for her own clout. So there was a lot more they could have said to really just, you know, drive the nail in, but they made a very generic boilerplate response that still just kind of covers this, like, the whole situation.
They've made it clear that they do not condone the spreading of false information. That's one. And for this one, they believe that the allegations I've made is the worst they've seen. Let's pay attention to what they didn't say, which is they didn't say that they agree that Rebecca Schofield didn't know these students. They didn't say that they agree that she didn't teach these students. And they didn't say that they agree that she didn't advise or mentor any of these students. This statement is carefully written, just in case she's guilty.
Getting your arm caught in an escalator and having it crushed to fucking pieces in front of you would be less painful and less traumatizing than listening to her speak about this situation. I don't even know where to begin. Let's start with the obvious. What the fuck are you even trying to say? Here's their statement. But here's what's suspiciously absent from their statement. This is some stupid shit a 4-year-old would cook up in their head. You can actually make this argument for every statement ever. For example, with your own TikToks, you have not once said that you aren't the murderer. Should I start suspecting you as a culprit in this case, as one of the chief suspects? You've made hundreds of TikToks, and I don't think you've mentioned being innocent here. Where were you on the night of the murders, Ashley? It's very odd that you've chosen not to proclaim your innocence or mention where you were on the night of the murders. Now I'm starting to, you know, furrow my brow a bit here and wonder, what's going on behind the scenes, Ashley? Why hasn't that been part of any of your statements? Peculiar, isn't it? They didn't address any of the brain-dead shit that you said in this TikTok in their statement because they didn't fucking need to. It's already been proven by law enforcement that you're just wrong on every single goddamn claim.
It's a lot of people on YouTube, on the news and articles, the comments, TikTok videos, whatever. When the truth comes out and you see that I'm right, I just want you guys to leave that stuff up and stand on what you said. Don't delete it and try to bandwagon. Stand on it.
Your arrogance makes me want to cry. Ashley, if anything comes out that's even remotely adjacent to you making a claim that's almost grounded in reality, I will actually shit my fucking pants. Of course I will keep it all up. For those that don't know, a bulk of her claims were about Rebecca Schofield and her internalized lesbianism, where she was an advisor or a mentor to one of the students and she fell in love with her, but this conflicted with her traditional values, and then the student, you know, she was kind of old, and then, but what about Rebecca's husband? And she just made like a 50 Shades of Grey novel around real murders and blaming a real innocent lady for all of it. And not only her, she also throws another real person under the bus as a potential murderer here, talking about how they, you know, like fucking formed this kind of villain alliance here and hired assassins to take out the students. It's an unreal amount of garbage, and it actually does make me upset that she truly believes it so firmly.
I took a nap. I tried to quit, but I can't quit. And I don't even want to cry here, but when I went to sleep, I had a dream. And in the dream, it was Kaylee's mom and Kaylee's dad. And I was by Kaylee's mom, and we were just crying. And that is so hurtful. But anyway, I'm not gonna quit. I've mistakenly let them lead me into masculine energy, which is protective energy, because of the lawsuits and all the negativity and the media and the comments and things of that sort. I've let them force me into masculinity, protective energy. But I should have continued to focus on what I know, which is feminine, intuitive, receptive energy.
Absolutely disgusting. She's now talking about how one of the victim's parents came to her in a dream and they were crying together over all of this. And then, you know, all of the negativities forcing her into masculine energy. Whatever the fuck that means. I did, however, get a laugh out of this whole, like, masculine versus feminine energy thing, as if it's just something that can wash over you because some people left mean comments or called you out on your bullshit. Like, damn, goodness gracious, I looked at a piece of wood today and the masculine energy nearly made me pass out. Or like, hey, Charlie, we're going to a bar tonight, are you in? Nah, sorry, I can't, bro. I ate a Pop-Tart earlier today and I got hit with some childish energy, so now I'm no longer old enough to drink. But you guys have fun tonight. Just such a fucking stupid, silly thing.
Long story short, I'm not posting no more free information regarding this case online anymore. You got people on here asking me information and using my information, then turn around and saying I'm crazy or leading protests against me, allowing me to be badgered.
Even when she does decide to shut the fuck up, which I imagine she was advised to do by a lawyer who's instructing her to stop, hit the brakes as hard as possible and stop posting this shit, she still tries to spin it as like a victory for her and we're all the bad guys for calling her out on how deplorable the whole thing is. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this because I am so tired of people just refusing to accept reality. Like, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Like, changing your beliefs is a natural thing. It's healthy. You should change your beliefs. You shouldn't have the same beliefs right now as you did 10 fucking years ago. You should be evolving as you're getting new information, you're learning new things. Your beliefs should also be evolving as well. There is no reason to stick to something that is provably wrong and false. It just makes no goddamn sense, and it made me upset today, damn it, and I needed to rant. That's about it. See ya.